Hello everyone and welcome back to Efficient Gaming. This week we are excessively late to doing the time task tips, but we'll make this into more of a where to find monsters video and where monsters spawn video, because I personally had quite a lot of difficulty finding the Runic Gargoyles this week. I found one and I got sort of the first task done and enough for the video, but I just didn't have time to make it until today. But more than that, actually completing this task was difficult because there was only sort of one place anywhere near my local area that had Runic Gargoyles. So apart from looking through the time tasks, we are going to discuss how to check the what, for want of a better word, status, or how to check what kind of area your local places and parks are so that you can better identify where you might be able to go to hunt for these specific monsters. But as usual, we'll check out the time task first. So let's have a look. Okay, so we've got what's new, which is really old because in a few hours we're going to have some new time tasks, but we'll ignore that for the moment. Runic Gargoyles, Runic Gargoyles have finally showed up. Yeah, but they were really hard to find. It's a rare sight indeed. Scattered around the world as they are, it seems like no place is safe for them. Stay focused and don't let their smiles deceive you. With such a great opponent, don't hesitate to use this week's time task to sharpen your skills. To be fair, the tasks weren't too difficult if you could find the monster, and realistically it was a good balance for something to do. It was a bit more difficult than last week, but I did actually manage to finish it with about well, the first monster that I killed took a few minutes, and then I had to use about another 2 oils today once I finally found the area where they were. 2 oils, and I think I used a swift and a swallow and all little bits and pieces, and we'll go through that in more detail as we watch through the video of me doing it. But in general, where we look for these in the bestiary. See, this didn't really give me much to go on, so this is why it took me so long to find them. Runic Gargoyle. So, occurrences. Prefers to avoid human settlements. So I walked into my local large park on multiple occasions, and I didn't see any of these anywhere. It just so happened to be that whilst being driven past another park, also semi-local to my area, it's a bit further out, I managed to see one of these, and that's where I got the video from. We were a passenger in the car at the time, and then today, after walking back into my big park and seeing none of them, and walking nearly into the middle of the big park and seeing none of them, I'm like, right, so this clearly isn't an area where they're spawning. Let's go back to that place where I saw that one and do a bit more exploring. And we did. And we were rewarded. But the time task for the moment, kill 15 Runic Gargoyles. Obviously, if you find 15, you can kill 15. You need a few potions. We'll go over that in a minute. Gather 50 bundles of herbs. This was the easiest one. I did this on the first day without finding any Runic Gargoyles, because you just pick up herbs and then you delete the herbs from your bag. And then you pick up more herbs. Unless you actually wanted to use the herbs, then go ahead and use the herbs, but yeah. Kill 10 monsters from the elemental class while using elemental oil. This is covered in my first video, which pretty much everything's covered in my first video because it covers everything. Just try and be efficient with it is the most important thing. Kill 3 Runic Gargoyles without using any bombs or signs. Again, covered in the video. Kill a Runic Gargoyle after performing at least 3 perfect parries. So let us check out this video that I made. Okay, so first off, I just wanted to show you that these are the quests that we are going to be attempting. So we are going to be attempting to kill one without using any bombs or signs, and kill one with at least 3 perfect parries and 3 perfect... Oh, I didn't actually need to make 3 perfect crits this time. I was just so focused on last week's task that I just, did it anyway. But we've just become in range of one now, so we are looking to use the Melith sword, a swift potion, and a swallow potion. I have also gone with I usually use Melith, but I'm changing to the Manticore Silver Sword for this because it's weak to silver, and I want the cooldown reduction. We're using Swift and Swallow, and just for a bit of extra damage, we are going to use an Elemental Oil. Now, the reason I use the Elemental Oil is because of the quest, rather than using a Thunderbolt potion. So this is going to be the first Elemental that we're going to kill using Elemental Oil. It's pretty standard attack animations, so as you can see by my defenses, you can see when to make the perfect defense. That one I missed, but that one you're just a little bit earlier than you think you need to, and you can see my perfect crits there. But yeah, the most important thing was to do the 3 perfect parries, and you can see I managed that. So the rest of this video was just trying to be as efficient as I could whilst I had the oil on. So I'm just showing you that I've managed to complete both of those challenges, so that's how you do that. In a minute, we're going to start moving again because we were stuck at the traffic lights. So what else have we got here? We've got, I'm just not in range of that other Runic Gargoyle, which is a bit annoying. I was considering putting on a range scroll, but I didn't. In a minute, we will decide to kill this gargoyle because that is going to be an efficient use of our elemental oil. Just because we need to kill 10 things while using elemental oil. Now, in hindsight, it really doesn't matter. You would have been better off doing this if you found a big cache or big spawning of Runic Gargoyles, but that wasn't available to me at the time, and I wanted to record this for you guys. I just wish I'd released it a bit sooner. Anyway, you can see that that's going up, and our tally of killing monsters with elemental oil is going up. The rest of the video I will keep playing while I discuss some other things. So you can see we killed 1 Runic Gargoyle without any bombs or signs. You literally just... That was the reason for the Swift and Swallow potion. It just gives us that little bit extra bulk. If you wanted to, there was some previous events. I think one of them gave you extra health as well. You could put on one of those, I don't know whether it was the Christmas cookies or the Valentine's hearts or something along those lines, but one of those also gave you extra health, and that would, if you were struggling to complete that, that would help you. But because everything's timed now, if you fail it the first time, you can have another go at it. But in general, I would recommend just sort of survivability for this, because you're not allowed to use bombs and you have to perform perfect parries. So it's not like you can constantly use signs to interrupt attacks, because you need to make those parries. Otherwise, you're not going to complete the quest. But yeah, so this is just me continuing to go down the road. We are killing some elementals. But the next thing that I wanted to talk to you about is, because it was so difficult for me to find these this week, the tasks overall were not too bad, and I'm going to claim those in a minute once I actually make some bag space. It was more down to the difficulty of finding the gargoyles. Now, I don't know if any of you have played Pokemon or read about S2 cells or zoning of things. There was a lot of talk about it right in the beginning due to things like nests, and people would sort of hop onto this platform called OpenStreetMaps, and they just edit the map and they go, oh yeah, there's some parkland in my backyard, and so yeah, and then Pokemon would spawn there in a nest, and they'd get unique spawns near their house. Now, that's not the way you're supposed to use OpenStreetMaps. OpenStreetMaps is supposed to stay accurate. The whole point of it is a community project to map the world, and as accurately as possible. It's not a rival to Google Maps because they both have their different uses, but it is a different platform that holds a similar sort of information. So having such a big discrepancy in finding what I considered to be a place where was avoiding human settlements in my massive park near me called Richmond Park, I wanted to find out why this relatively smaller park nearby did have Runic Gargoyles in it, and why that was considered a place where they were able to spawn outside of human settlements, whereas my Richmond Park was. So I'm going to move across now to a couple of images that I took of my research into the OpenStreetMaps and the analysis of why one park was different to another. So I've just opened up OpenStreetMaps. We've gone to the History tab up the top, and we've done a query on the area around Richmond Park. So what has this told me? This park is tagged under leisure as a park. Now, that's all good and well, but a park should be an area away from human settlements. But apparently, if this data set, OpenStreetMap, is what is being used by Witcher, now I can't confirm whether that's the case or not, but the fact that Pokemon uses it, it would lead me to believe that Witcher would use it as well, because there are not that many global map projects out there. There's only a few. There's like Google Maps. There is Apple Maps, which is an absolute complete joke, and I don't think there's anyone who seriously uses that for anything. And then there is OpenStreetMap. There's not a huge number of rivals, and certainly not freely accessible ones, which, if you're a big corporation releasing a worldwide game, you either have to pay someone license fees to have all of this map data, or you can use something that's freely available. So my best guess is that this is what they would be using, but I can't confirm whether that's the case. But again, the differences that I found, so Richmond Park is designated under the leisure type as a park, which is the same for the other park, and this is where I found all of my Runic Gargoyles. So in the little park area at the front, and also in the bigger park area at the back. And it was within the bounds of this, because I walked all the way up to, I'm not sure if you can see it on there. I can't even read that from this level of zoom on my screen, but just outside the top right-hand portion of where this map is, I walked a little bit up towards that park area as well, just where the river or creek or stream or whatever you would call it in your local country is. And that is exactly where the cutoff of this park is where I noticed that the Runic Gargoyles stopped spawning. So it's something different about this park. So this is still considered a park under leisure, but it also has another tag, and its designation is considered a common. Now, there's probably other designations that you can have where these parks would be considered, for Spocko and Witcher at least, as not a human settlement. But at the very least, if this is the mapping software that they are using to put things in their game, I think that a designation of common allows you to, or allows the land to spawn these Runic Gargoyles. So going forward, I'm going to be doing a little bit more analysis on the parks around me, and that might help me find some more of these rare monsters. So hopefully, even though this video is extremely late, this part should help you further to find monsters each week. If you want me to do a little bit more in-depth review of OpenStreetMaps, where we sort of go around it with the keyboard and mouse and sort of explore it together, then I will happily do that. Let me know in the comments below if you think that would be helpful. But yeah, Sorry for the late video. I know it's not going to help you do the time task this week, but I wanted to do it for completeness, and I think this was a very valuable way to help you in the future potentially find more monsters around your town. At least from the time tasks when they are difficult to find. So, thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll catch you, I say next week, but it's probably going to be in a couple of days if I get my act together and get this next video out a bit quicker. So, thanks for watching. Catch you later. Bye.